Yo, what is up, armies? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I haven't posted any videos like this. It's been a while now since, I already cleared up the air with everything. I want to get back to normal now. This video will be the official video that I will come back, with my content, and just be back normal again. So you guys won't have to hear all that kind of stuff since I already tell you guys already in my basketball, of my videos on my channel. So if you guys haven't go watch it yet, go watch all of those before you watch this video. This literally took a turn, and now it finally comes down to this. Today's the day that I'm gonna be shooting a different video, than my other videos I've done on my channel. It has been kind of give me that boost of energy, but now I'm fully recovered, and now I'm back to normal again, being back to the original content I usually am making for my channel. So let's get straight to that as well. This would be a straight on update of school, so what's going on and stuff like that. So it's not really much I would say right now, but I would say right now that after this week flew by, then we already done with school. So it's insane how I already finished my first year of course. So it'll be my second year really soon after this week, and I can't wait for everything. And bro, you never know, right? After school is done, like it's already summertime, and also what it will go down around then. So yes, sir. But we do have some break before that as well, before all the trips are starting to get into. But since we're not talking about that anymore, since we cleared the air out with everything, I want to talk about the fact that we're about to be done with school. It's crazy to think that like just from yesterday, I just knew that I just came to a new school, and now I finally got used to it. I finally managed my own self, and now I can actually like be part of a dolphin now. That really. At first, I was nervous. It was nerve wracking for me. You never know what's gonna happen in that. But God saved me from this virus, and it gives me to now be part of a whole dream team and this dolphin, and just like be part of the experience, be part of this, and so I don't have to worry about anything in that. And then slowly now, being now in my second year of coast. Oh my gosh, bro. Days just flew by just like this. Nothing would stop it with that. So, as well, if you guys may not know, but me, my dad, and my mom have heart to heart and about, business like that for my channel, and they kind of like concerned for me, I would say. Because I have lazy eyes, so I don't want to damage it even more. So I'm gonna try to at least edit before 10. You know what I mean? And then after that, I can do whatever I want. And pretty much what they say is that since I have a lazy eye, they don't want it to go. They don't want it to, to. I don't know how to say it, but take it too real with me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're stating the facts, and I feel like I know where they're coming from because they're my family. But I have to do what's right for you guys too, and I know you guys want to, have more content to, be out for my channel, and I totally get it. So I'm gonna try to do my best as well, and at least edit my video before 10. I think it'll be kind of a great thing as well for me. Obviously, I don't know about the entire YouTube in my own career and stuff like that, and what path that I took. I never knew for a fact that this would take into this effectively, because I don't know how my family is gonna handle this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't want to make my family concerned the fact that I might go blind, and I know that it's not in that stage already, but I know that I am already okay. I'm healthy enough. I'm drinking water. I'm eating food. And just having and being time with my family, and it's what I like. And love, and I don't like when the fact that they always take this thing so seriously. I feel like they're think that the world's gonna end. Come on, bro. Like you know better, and you don't have to take this thing too seriously with this. And I totally get it. They have concerns, but I know for a fact that I can handle my own stuff too, and all that stuff. So I want to listen to my parents, but if this would not hold back with my channel on the line, I don't know what is best for me anymore. If it's career, but I want to try to at least like maintain myself. So every like before 10, I'm gonna try to edit before. I know like sometimes I also edit during the night as well too, because since I have a filming day with my guy, usually I film that, so that's another thing too that I kind of but I want to try to do my best. Like it's hard to think it that way, but I have to try to at least I don't know, try to like manage my own management, I would say, in my timing. I might have to switch my schedules up, but I feel like this should be a great fit for now. I want to just be in a spot for now. If I would switch anything, obviously then I'll let you guys know, but not yet. I'm not ready to do this thing yet, because I'm still posting at least like 3 days a week, so I want to keep things harder for you guys, and I know you guys wanted to watch my videos and stuff like that, but I know you guys don't watch it every day, but some days, so I totally get it. But like just like be part of the army, be part of it, the most armies we got, the most stronger we get. So wherever it is, do not let it be down, and hey, just look up into the sky, and the sky will got in the sky, bro. God will see you through that wave, and that, God will always be in your way, into your mind mentality, and into your heart, and your own passion, and that will help you, to at least make it go viral, you know what I mean? And just be who you really are in that position, and your heart will always be in with you. You trust the process, and just be patient, and just look, you have the key to your heart hidden in the red ride. You know that, right? So whatever is best for you, so always keep it up with what you always do in every single day. And that's what we always do. We live it up as a dolphin, and we always know what's best to catch up with our goals, with our mental statement, with our healthy relationship, because that will help us grow and grow every single day. And then how I manage my time with my girl, and how I manage my time with my guy, and sometimes sometimes Finn gives me a hard time with his anger management. Sometimes Emmy has his doubts and his sometimes Emmy has have some doubts that like she couldn't worry about me. Totally get it, she's my girl, so I totally get how she feels, but I don't want them to have too much stress or any spotlights on them or point fingers on them. I don't want to take anything out for granted, and I want to see what's going on with that and that. And totally, I get it. Sometimes Finn can't manage himself that well. Sometimes he can't control his emotions. I totally get that. For Emmy, she always needs attention. I feel like and she's always there to help me grow. Always there to help me figure out my feelings. She always hugs me out no matter what life is really all about, and that's what we are. And we stay in that healthy relationship to keep it going, to keep it, grow higher and higher and higher. Our Finn and I, we have a business, and that is to film videos for you guys. And not just that too, but we also have a separate businesses too, which is which is you already know, right? The DIFEFAM. DIFAM, grow even stronger. We united as brothers. We grow. We spread it all out to the wave, and work as one. And we spread it out to take it in. 2 versus 1, 2 in 1, and we just have hands on that. We're not any like heavy builder team or anything like that specifically, but we are right now filming the videos for you guys, And you know, I also have another channel to to build it out, you know, out to the community, to the dive community, be part of the dive mentality, and that's what keeps us strong and unite. But things sometimes get out of hand. Sometimes things goes wrong with that. But with like all of the extracurricular stuff, and it's really hard for me to like, be, just but hey, you already have to know like like this is what life's too. Like sometimes my family's important. With the Chang's mentality is, I have to be part of the family too. I cannot just rely on them to wait for me, or I cannot just wait. I cannot just rely on my guy to wait for me or my girl. Like we always need to try to balance everything out in between and to figure out what work is and what my family is, because like it's always hard to think of that through as well. As well, being at school, like sometimes I'm not just a friend or a student or a co-worker or whatever, but you already know, right? I'm a son to my family, and sometimes if I have family problems, I have to deal with that. And like sometimes I do need you guys to help me with it too, and go on with the journey together. So that is why it helps me a lot. You guys help me a lot, supporting me along this journey, along the ride, and just keep on going in that fight. Because we never want back down from the fight. We always want to stand up for justice, and that is what we do. This is what Dive really is. This is what we are and what we do as an individual. And I totally get it. My family, they have like their own decision as well, and be part of the dive as well to me and Finn, with me and my girl. So like we have to work out something in between in that too. And I know sometimes it's hard, but we have to like don't think it too fast. Don't think anything don't think anything negative. Don't be a party pooper. You know what I mean? Like you need to know that just give them benefit of the doubt, and just try and just and just breathe. Like we don't want to jump into any conclusions, on this and that. We don't want to take any sides. Like I am not that type of guy. I'm more a type of guy where I want to focus on their part, on what they have to say. Like I'm not there just to fight it out. Like I'm just there so I can talk to them about what's going on in the situation. You know what I mean? I'm always there to help them out and to at least relieve their anger, so they can, so they can go through their day with happiness, with positive energy. And this is what I want to do, but sometimes they don't listen to me. I know, because I have that feeling, I have that doubt in me too, and momentarily, like it's hard to think about that. But this is you have a life to live too. You cannot just live your life with anger, with disbelief, with everything like that, with negative energy. Don't think like that, bro. Like you know better, and you're a human being too, same as us. We're not in the same shoes as you guys. You know what I mean? Like it. Like we need to stay calm. We need to think that God is good, and God willing, nothing will happen to any of us. But I just want to make sure that everything is good at the end of the day, because I know what's best for me as well, and my family, and my girl, Finn, and my friends. But I totally get it. Sometimes they don't, and stuff like that. But I have that feeling in me too. But it's okay though. At the end of the day, like it's their life to live too. I know I can't just push them aside or ignore them. I have to listen to them. Like I have to listen, and I have to like make sure that the stories never break apart, or in any of the relationships that I have been. Because my relationship with my family right now, bro, like we are like a family. Like like we always stick by each other's side. We're always really positive about this. But I totally get it. But sometimes they have their concerns. But you don't have to be too You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to take it too seriously, bro. Like, don't jump to any conclusions right now. You know, we never know what's gonna happen. You know? So don't be a party pooper. Just be who you are right now. Go through with your day, whatever, you know? Like, I totally get it. My dad has that, you know, negative energy. I totally get it because he's a dad. I totally get it, but and he wanted to do what's best for me or my sister, but you know, but sometimes, you know, my dad can be an overprotective dad, and he won't listen to any of the other stuff. But don't be like him, you know, like he he he's just being a dad. But you know when he's fun, being positive, all like that, you know, embarrassed me with Finn, like. You know, that is what I like about him. You know, like, he's dancing the night away. He's always driving us all around, going road trips. Bro, that's what I like about him. I don't like when he's all being a dad and blah, blah, blah. But I totally get it. Sometimes he's being serious. But he don't have to be too, you know what I mean? Like, too much on us. I feel like I have the pressure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that feeling, you know, that feeling. Once I have a good day, and my dad started to do that, or Finn has his anger management out, I automatically will have a bad day, and I don't even like that at all, you know. Like it is the worst thing that will happen to me. So this is why I don't like that when my dad does take his anger management out to my sister, or when Finn, my bro, always take his anger management out to me. Like I have that feeling. You know, like, I don't like that feeling. Because during dinner, you know, things will always happen out of nowhere, and I automatically just have no appetite. You know, like, in the middle of dinner, bro, like, are you serious? I totally get it that my dad, you know, he loves to talk, but, like, can you just, like, you know, like, just stop with that, bro? I don't like that. You know, like, you know, but Finn is a totally different, you know, of situation than what my dad is, but I just don't like it. And, you know, they have their life to live too. You know, like, I don't want to say the fact that they're really immature about this and that, you know, and that's not right. It's not right to yell, it's not right to shout at them or have anger towards them. And that's not what life is really all about. We're all about positive energy. We're about, you know, we're about, like, you know, we want to have a good day. You know what I mean? Like, we want to have the rest of the day being all sad. You know what I mean? Like, we crying our hearts out, bro. Like, come on, bro. You know better than that. You know, like, at least. Or at least have heart to heart with them after. You don't have to, like, be all a family and then just be all sad again. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that. And just I don't want my sister to go through all this stuff. You know, I feel so bad for her. You know, like at one point I'm about to cry, bro. Like, I don't even like this. Same with my guy too. Sometimes he takes the anger management out to me, and I totally get it. He wants to get his anger up. I don't have to be like that. You know, being immature or being, you know, like, just as a maniac. But hey, I am not saying that Finn is crazy. I'm saying the fact that sometimes he can't get over himself. You know what I mean? And you know, he's my best friend. You know, I never say anything stuff to him like that. But the fact that he keeps on, you know, I mean, spam calling me in the wrong times, that, you know, like, that is not right. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes he was saying, like, great, and I'll call you again, and I'll block you, and then I'll just hang up the phone. That's not what you're supposed to say to a friend. You know what I mean? A best friend, even me, bro. I'm his brother. Like, you know, like, come on, bro. Like, you know better. You know, like, just to say, like, okay, bro, I'll call you, you know, call you back later. I'll be here waiting for you. You know, that's a good, I think, polite thing to say. Like, I get it. Sometimes Finn can't manage his own reputation, can't manage his own feelings, but fix his own emotions and that. But, you know, this is his problem, not me. You know? Same with my dad, too. My dad cannot fix his own problems. But I don't want to point fingers or anything like that, bro. Like, you know. But I love my dad. You know, he's an amazing guy, and I love him. But hey, I know what comes to the heart more than to the mind. So, hey, remember, think twice before you think. Think twice before you speak. You have to think it, don't say it, right? And that's what it helps me going through it. So, hey, remember, right? We go through the light, but then we come to the dark. So don't say it, and don't be like, you know, like, don't see it like that, bro. And you know that. Alright, bro, this is for right now. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Peace.